Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing what's in this fairly large box from Onwote. Now, what's in this box is a 4K smart dual wide-angled security camera system. And I'm actually kind of excited about this because I've always wanted to add additional security cameras around both my home and eventually my studio. Just because we do get a lot of packages here, and I just want to make sure that not only are those packages secure, but also because I want to make sure that our home is also secure. So I know what's going on all around the home itself. So with that in mind, we're going to unbox this, set it up, and test how well this system works. So stay tuned. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is a fully functional, all-inclusive 4K security system. I'm not exactly sure what all comes in the box, but we're going to unbox it, check out what the components are, and then figure out how we set it up around the house. So let's go ahead and start by unboxing this to see what we get. Now, this isn't a light box. It definitely has some weight to it, and I assume that's just because there are a ton of components, including cameras, maybe a hard drive, some controllers, and just other things and accessories that might come with this box. Now again, I really never heard of this Onwote brand before, but then again, I've really never looked into whole home security systems before. Now what's good about this system is, aside from being able to use it for your home, you can also use this for your office and basically any place that you want to add a little bit of security. All right, so this is the user guide. So it looks like it does come with 4 cameras as well as the HD recording box, which includes the recording equipment as well as maybe an internal hard drive for you to store the footage. You also get a sticker notification to let people know that there is some surveillance around the area that you're setting these camera systems up at. And then some other kinds of material as well. So first things first, the user guide looks pretty thick and looks like it's got a pretty good amount of detail in it, so that's always a good thing. And based on what I'm seeing, it looks like this system has a lot of features and just allows you to not only control the cameras, but also control the security settings and the playback and the recording of that footage as well. So this definitely is a full functional system. You also get your support and warranty card, and then again, you get your notification stickers, which you can stick all around the house just to let people know that there is surveillance around the area wherever you're installing this. Okay, and then it looks like you also do get 4 sets of 60 feet long network cable. So definitely enough network cable to set cameras up all around your home. Looks like plenty of network cable to cover a fairly large amount of space. And I'm going to assume these are the cameras themselves. So we'll go ahead and open one of them to see what these cameras look like. Okay, so looks like the equipment to mount the cameras, and then the cameras are pretty secure in here, looks like. I'm not sure what these are. Probably cable management or some kind of cable management. And the camera themselves, which have some pretty good weight to them. So these definitely aren't your standard cheap cameras. So these look like you mount them to the ceiling or even to the wall, and they look like they can rotate about 180 to 360 degrees, which is nice. So there are LEDs on it. It's got infrared. It's got a speaker on it. So these are 2-way speaker cameras. So they have the microphone built in there, so you can hear and talk to anyone who's on the other side of the camera. And then it looks like it's got a pretty large camera sensor that is protected by some pretty strong glass. So these definitely are not your cheap, inexpensive little cameras and are fully functional. Okay, so those are those, and then you have 3 more of them, so definitely 4 cameras with this package. Okay, what is this? Looks like another network cable. And then AC adapter, power brick, probably for the hard drive. You get a mouse. So it looks like not only is it the recording base, but it's probably got a miniature PC in there, so you can also navigate and control all the devices that are connected to it. And because there are network cables, it does seem like this is going to be networkable and potentially even Wi-Fi capable. So this is the heart of the whole system. This is the central control box. It's the recorder, but then also the computer in the heart for the entire system itself. So on the back of it, it looks like you've got 6 PoE network ports, or actually no, you've got 8 ports. Then you've got a port that you can connect to your switch and your router, as well as 2 USB 2 ports, audio out, HDMI port, as well as a VGA port to connect an external display to it so that you can actually see what you're trying to control as well. So I'm sure this has the hard drive in there so you can output the audio and video to a display. So now the display is not included, but we do have some displays laying around here that we can use. So definitely a well-packaged system, and with that in mind, we'll go ahead and see what we can do to set this thing up. Okay, so just to review what all comes in the box itself, you've got your NVR, which is your network video recorder, which supports 8-channel, 4K, 8 megapixel recording. And then within this NVR is a 2 terabyte hard drive where all digital content captured by the cameras are stored. Now the NVR itself can support up to 8 of these cameras or any different configuration of different cameras from Onwote. Now when it comes to the cameras themselves, they do have built-in AI detection and they feel super lightweight. They can also record at a resolution of 8 megapixels in 4K quality, and they have a 125-degree field of view and can both record during the day and the night utilizing a proprietary smart color night enhancement feature and infrared for instant alerts and notifications. And what's also nice is that each of these cameras have built-in speakers which enable two-way communication, which is a basic feature of most cameras these days. Now what's also nice is that you can set these cameras up virtually anywhere, even areas where there is no power outlet nearby. And the reason for that are these Cat6 Ethernet cables, which provide power over Ethernet. Now that being said, you just need to run this Ethernet cable, which is probably the more challenging part. Now, from a specs perspective, the images and the video that is captured by these cameras is stored at H.265+, just to ensure sharp and high detailed images and videos. In addition to that, the system also allows for 8-channel synchronous playback, so you can monitor all cameras at any given time by connecting the external display monitor to the NVR itself. Now from a storage perspective, you can also upgrade the internal hard drive up to a 10 terabyte hard drive if the 2 terabyte hard drive that's included is not enough for you. And because this is a network system, not only could you store your files remotely on a network NAS or server, you also have the ability to monitor and control the system remotely using your PC or your mobile phone through the app itself. Now going back to the cameras, these cameras do support a resolution of 3840 by 2160 with a viewing angle of about 125 degrees and a night vision range of up to 100 feet depending on the environment. The built-in microphone can reach ranges of 10 to 15 feet, and since this is an outdoor system, the cameras themselves are also IP66 certified, meaning that they are splash-proof and waterproof. So with all that in mind, for the purpose of this video, we're going to go ahead and set these cameras up in my studio to see what it feels like and how the system works and how good of a quality the images on the cameras and also what the control looks like. Now the reason why I'm not installing these yet is because we're currently doing some renovations, plus also the fact that I don't really want to run cable right now or drill holes in my wall. And also because it is over 100 degrees outside, so running cable through the attic doesn't seem very tempting of a task right now. But I will do a follow-up video later once our backyard studio build is complete and it's time to install these security cameras, especially because we will have a lot of valuable equipment back there. And I just want to make sure overall that that area is secured as well. Okay, so first things first, we've got 2 of the cameras unplugged. And what's nice is that they do have these plugs where you plug the network cable and then the attachment so that you can seal it so no water can get in. Then you do have these optional power cables in case you're not using the Cat 6 to provide power over the Ethernet. They do have these little AC plugs which are also waterproof that you can close off if they're not in use. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to set up 2 of the cameras so that we can at least test the system. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take out 1 set of network cables and plug them into the system itself. And overall, these are plug and play, so it should just be easily detected once they are plugged in and the system is turned on. Okay, so again, 1 end in the camera itself, and then the other end, which will go into the digital video recorder itself, or the network video recorder in this case. Okay, so I'm just going to tie these off so we keep the cables organized. Okay, and then I'm going to plug it into 1. Then we're going to take another set of Ethernet cables and we'll plug it into port 2. Okay, so port that, and then plug it into port 2. And again, this does support up to 8 cameras or 8 devices. We'll plug this mouse into the first USB 2 port. Then we will plug the NVE or the NV, and then we will plug the NVR in, which automatically powers it on. And then for the purpose of this video, we're going to use a LCD monitor that I previously unboxed on this channel from WinMaxit to display as the display for the footage that we're capturing or the navigation of the system itself. Now, it's not a huge monitor, but you know, it's the one I feel like we can use for the purpose of this video. And also because the monitor itself was made for security. Okay, HDMI cable installed in the monitor. And this mouse, I gotta say, super lightweight. And I mean, it feels kind of cheap, but it is super lightweight and just glides. So if you don't want to use this mouse, you can definitely use another mouse, but I think this one works for the purpose of this video. Okay, and then we will plug the monitor in as well. Power it on. Okay, so we will go and set this up, and it's a little hard for me to see, so I'm going to try to blow it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go on this side so I can set it up. Okay, with the mouse, actual mouse surface. So this mouse doesn't work on every single surface, so you will need to get a good mouse pad for it. But we'll set language as English. Click OK. Default password. Default password is 123456. Now, it would probably be easier if I also plugged in a keyboard. 2, 3. Click enter. Okay, so we'll ask you to change your password. Okay, so words of wisdom or just a warning, it won't let you set a weak password. It has to be a very long, complicated password, which makes sense because it is a security system. So once that password is set and changed, we got to do an unlock pattern too as well. Okay, so that's another thing we have to set. Okay, and then once you do the set your pattern, security pattern, it takes you to, I guess this looks like the setup wizard. Now I will say this mouse is a terrible mouse and it just makes the whole setup very complicated. So I would recommend connecting a different mouse, maybe even a keyboard to make things easier for this setup. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend using the included mouse. Okay, so time zone, we will set it to Central Time, assuming I can find it. Central Standard Time. Date format, that's fine. 24-hour format, that's fine. System time, I guess this is right. We'll enable daylight savings time because we have that here. And then we'll click next, click next. Okay, and then of course you got to scan the QR code to install the app itself. So that's the app that you want to use to control this thing remotely. So let's go ahead and do the app. Okay, so the app is called Guard Viewer, so we'll get that. And then we got to sign up and log into the app. So we'll open the app, agree, then we'll set everything up, sign up, region, we are in the United States. Okay, and once everything's installed, it says to scan the QR code with the app to add the device. So we'll add device, add, scan the QR code, click OK, OK. Click save. And it does say it is offline, and that's just because I haven't gotten this connected to our router yet. So eventually, you know, when we do get this installed, you should be able to see all your cameras or all your devices on here and be able to control this thing remotely. So pretty good, pretty easy to set this thing up. So that's the app itself. Okay, so as you can see, the two cameras that are connected are capturing video, and it monitors both real time. So anything that happens over the cameras themselves, you can see real time. The other 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are offline because we don't have the other cameras connected. But as they are on, they will continue to start recording any kind of events. Now you can also navigate and control the cameras independently. So you can also move them as well. So yeah, so here you can bring up the camera, focus on a specific camera itself, and then you can do all kinds of things. The controls themselves are on the screen so that you can move them and control them. So as you can see, the quality of the cameras is pretty sharp because it is upside down. Right now I am upside down, so that's always pretty nice. Okay, and you know what? The mouse is kind of driving me nuts. Okay, so as you can see, the image quality on all the cameras is very nice and very high quality. You can also look at all of the cameras that are installed at once and see what's happening all around you on every single camera simultaneously, or you can click in and look at a specific camera itself. So you can focus on that one camera, and from there you can also control it, whether you want to move it left, right, up, down, diagonally, pan it, zoom it. If you want to turn on the speakers so you can start a two-way conversation or anything like that. You can also go ahead and do other different things like start local recording, which starts recording the footage from whichever specific camera or even all of them. You can also do instant playback. So While you're still monitoring the other cameras, you can play back the video from a specific camera. You can zoom in on specific areas and on specific cameras. There is an image configuration in case you want to change the settings. On-screen display, which is what you'll see when on the image itself, whether you want to display the date, the time, or any other information as well. And then from there you also have just how much, and then from there you'll also have additional information as well, such as the speed and the frame rate that the camera is capturing at, and just information like that. So as you can see, this package comes with pretty much everything you need to set up your security system and get you started. And then also allows for a lot of additional capabilities or expansion as well. So definitely a great system. I think the only thing you need to provide for yourself is a display, which isn't too expensive. And if you want this display that I'm using right now, I will also leave that linked in the description section below. So that is just a very brief look at this entire security system and what its capabilities are. I hope to do a follow-up video where we can walk through both the installation and detailed view of all the specific features. Overall though, I think if you're looking for a starter security system that includes everything you'll need, this is a great package for a great price. The monitor itself is also not included in probably the thing you will need to provide, as well as probably your own mouse, because I guess the one thing I did not like about the system is the mouse that came with it. It's not that great, and it's very hard to navigate and control with it. So I would recommend you also provide your own mouse. But if you are interested in getting the monitor as well as the security system, I will link it in the description section below. Now the only other feedback and recommendation I do have for the system itself, which technically isn't feedback because they do have other accessories and options that address the feedback, is the fact that this isn't wireless. I wish they would have included wireless cameras so that I don't have to run cable, because that's probably the thing that turns me off most, is having to run this cable. It would have been nice instead if we had all these wireless cameras that we can connect to the system instead, which would make installation a lot easier. But again, on Onwote's website, they do have wireless cameras as well. Now, I'm not sure if they do work with this system, but that's definitely something I'm going to be testing out, especially because I will be installing the system at some point for my outdoor studio. So once I do that, I'm also going to test if their wireless cameras also work with this system, which would then make this a complete system that is easy to install and set up. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed and found this quick installation and unboxing video helpful. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. If you do have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below, or any ideas, or even if you have this system and what you think about it. Please also make sure you ring that bell icon so you can get notified when I post new videos and the follow-up videos for the installation of this security system once my outdoor backyard studio is complete. Until next time, see ya.